Paul and James here from the New Sweet Science.
What's up?
You know, we had a request, a special request from Cousin Frank. If you guys haven't done a pod, please break down Conor's latest IG post. Now, I have yet to really dive into it. I've heard a little bit about it, but this is where he's breaking down the highlights of his last fight, which is always good. So have you read it yet, James?
I'm in the process now, and the first thing that jumped out to me is it was the first time I did not use nor need the stool between rounds. And that's a fallacy right there. Because literally standing exerts more energy than sitting. It's not about a need. It's about a preservation of energy bits.
Versus looking cool. No, I guess there's a mental component.
Your arm was hanging over the top of it. Like literally his arm is hanging over top of the cage. Like why is okay, so I don't want to nitpick here, but if we're breaking down a post, I got to go into every fucking line here. Every line.
Yeah, it was the first time I did not use nor need. I'm not a big fan of that. I did need the stool after, though. That's for sure. Well, at first I was in second gear cruising through this fight. Best condition I've ever been in. I mean, how many times are we going to hear that? I've been watching boxing and MMA for so long, and what's that saying? Oh, if I had a nickel for every time, I wish I had some kind of stupid saying that I could use for every time I've heard this is the best condition I've been in, or this is the best I've ever felt. Wait, that person is like the most injured he's ever been. I always look at it the other way.
Dude, it's literally every fight. If anyone ever questions your conditioning, then every time that person fights, it's the best condition of their entire life.
Here's how I interpret that quote. This is the best condition I've been in, or whatever. I'm getting older and I'm still in pretty good shape. That's how I interpret it.
I'll tell you, I'm going to buy this plant-based pain rub. That's for sure. He said if my pain doesn't go away, he'll refund me.
This is perfect. So this isn't even so I did not need the stool. Oh, I did need it after, that's for sure. As well as to this day, loads and lows of at Tittle Sport recovery spray. This stuff, truly magic, by the way. All the swelling, bruising, pain on my leg has literally vanished. Is this the damn OxyClean guy? Dude, does he go into a different, like, guaranteed 30 days? Oh, watch this, and it cleans this, and oh, the bruising, gone. This is an ad. So is he really breaking his fight down with Poirier, or is this an ad?
So would Conor more likely be the OxyClean guy or the ShamWow guy?
I don't know.
Do you know where the ShamWow guy is or what happened to him?
I'm guessing. If you ask me that for anybody, I immediately go to rehab. That's the first thing that pops into my mind. Maybe it's because of my personal relationships. Rehab dead. Or dead?
He's dead, looks like.
The ShamWow guy?
Yeah.
Now, I did think the OxyClean guy might have been dead.
The initial autopsy ruled that Maze's cocaine use caused the fatal heart attack.
Stop. You're messing with me. You're joking. I can't tell if you're messing around.
Yeah. No, that's what it says, man.
So then my answer to your question would be Conor would be the ShamWow guy.
Correct. I had no idea he was dead. I heard that he got busted. He went to jail for something. I thought it was something drug related.
I'm reading this and I think I'm getting a Conor like breaking it. Okay, Conor, sell me, sell me and bring out like things and help me learn a little bit about the sport. But no, this is an ad. Try this stuff if you were in pain or banged up. Doesn't work, I'll personally refund you. And then in all caps, this stuff is magic. Plant-based cryotherapy spray. First and only one of its kind. Magic! Exclamation point. What is that?
This is an ad, man. The guy, what do you get paid to do this post?
100 grand. That's what came up in my head.
Then he goes back into the stool again. Was that one of his goals?
I hope. Okay, prediction. Remember we used to have predict the pull out, and then we used to have predict the potential USADA violation.
Yes.
I'm predicting Conor test positive because of this tittle spray.
You know what? Dude. I can see that, man.
Wow, he is really okay. I said it before. What he learned from Floyd in his previous fight, because what did Floyd come out with? Girl Collection, the strip club. And Conor said, you know what? I'm going to do something. So I think he came out with Proper 12, or he came out at the same time, whatever it was. But I remember him trying to promote a product. And then he also has McGregor Fast in there. And I thought this fight was more about McGregor Fast because he couldn't really go with the Proper 12 angle because he was trying to be cleaned up. You know, he can't go with the cocaine angle because that's illegal. So he's just like, okay, can't go with here. Let's do a McGregor Fast. So now it's all, I'm going to show I can go, you know, the rounds. He was also trying to get some time in the octagon too. I think there's a little bit of that. But this sounds like a McGregor Fast ad coming up. I'm extremely happy. I did not use the stool between rounds here anyway. Certainly on the right path, the correct path of evolution. Oh, little Darwin. Okay.
Wait till you get a few more lines in, man.
Okay. Thoughts on the bout. Now we're here. Now we're finally to the opening of the show has officially started. So forget about all that other crap. I enjoyed racking up some time inside the famed UFC octagon. 40 seconds in 3 years is all I'd had up to this bout. I was savoring. It's supposed to be every second, I think. And enjoying
fucking autocorrect, man.
A little single disciplined in my approach and stance with mostly
Wait for
boxing.
it. Keep on going, man. Wait for it. It's coming.
It's what I get for picking this bout and opponent as a precursor to a boxing match against Pac-Man. Oh God. I am glad he lost.
Did Frank troll us with this?
When?
Like, oh, break down this post. Is cousin Frank trolling us?
He said, oh, these guys are having a good day. Watch this. Let's make this MMA show and turn it into boxing again. Last week, it's Jake Paul, Ben Askren. It's Conor versus Pacquiao.
Listen, and I would rather see Jake Paul versus Askren than Conor versus Pacquiao.
Yes, because Askren is not in MMA. He's gone now. Conor, you want these guys to continue fighting MMA. So this is good. Is this the universe working its way out?
You know, there's some kind of like, or there's a law that is Conor. It's like Murphy's law, whatever can go wrong will go wrong. But it's like something around like whatever is occurring, Conor's still Conor.
So like, Conor's law?
He's never going to be fully into MMA ever. It's Conor's law. Like he's going to fight one time a year, once every 3 years. Like, oh, I'm going to fight 3 times this year. No, you're not. It's Conor's law. You know, it's early in this the adaptation of this this law, but yeah, of course he's going to try to box somebody. Why would he continue fighting MMA?
He said it was
tougher.
He said it was.
Go ahead.
he said it was inked and everything. After the fight, he said the Pacquiao fight was inked. I really didn't know that going up, but I guess I should have took into, I should have really thought about Conor's law. I'm stupid. I'm glad he lost. Even though I picked him, I thought he was going to put Poirier away. I know I'm not a casual. And this is good that this happened, because then I would have to, he wouldn't be fighting 3 times in a year. Or does he count boxing as one of the 3 times?
That's his like gotcha.
His technicality.
Yep. This guy, man.
I deserve to get the legs kicked off, blah, blah, blah. The shots were sharp, albeit, I like that, albeit the leg attacks were building up, 18 in total thrown at me, with the final one buckling, perineal nerve, not to be confused with the perineum. And fascinating, first time to experience it, getting kicked there. Wow. Finishing flurry, hats off. This sucked. So if Cousin Frank wants, I'm a Conor fan, I picked him to win. This post sucks. Thanks a lot.
Like, we'll do sweeter shit rankings, usually around like weird deaths and shit. So if this is like sweet post or shit post, this is a shit post.
This is a shit post that I think I'm going to go to bed after this show to just I'm going to start Friday. This has ruined my day.
Are people going to really eat up Conor Pacquiao like they did Conor Floyd? I can't see like it being remotely as interesting.
It won't be, and the buildup won't be as much, because Pacquiao he does have broken English, but Pacquiao's not going to go at him the same way. I'm talking about from that stupid buildup standpoint. But yes, in the fight itself, no, it's not going to be as big, but I guess it will still make a ton of money.
I'd rather watch Conor and Manny in a reality show out there philandering. Like that'd be more entertaining to me than watching them box. Get them in a reality show, get them out in the club, out in the town, get some cameras on them, keep their wives at home, and just let shit happen, man.
So Dana White's looking for a fight. It's Conor McGregor looking for an 8-ball. We need something like that. Now I'm tuning in. You know how Game of Thrones, I was thinking of this before, because shows are different now because they just release the season at you. And like the last time you were excited, you would talk to people at work or wherever, like, oh, did you watch the latest episode of Game of Thrones? And you're like, yeah, you couldn't wait for the next one. Oh, don't tell me any spoilers. This would be the next show that would do that for me. 100%. I would be up to date on the episodes and want to talk and go to Reddit and read about it and everything.
Yeah. Looking for the white, maybe. Because then get a little bit of rhyming going on there. Like I actually want to live through one looking for a flight and like for beer flights. And like I'm on a quest to find the ultimate beer flight. This
is what it is. So keep MMA. We love the sport. It's so great. It's so pure. Fighting goes back since the beginning. And with every species, it's the only thing that every species does, basically, that in sex, but I guess that's not a sport, or it could be. All it makes me think of is the Houston 500 and Howard Stern talking to that Houston where she does that gangbang. And I'm pretty sure that's where I learned the term fluffer or buffer. I kind of interchangeably use those. I don't know. I'm just talking out my thinking process right now. So,
and the play on NASCAR is genius. Because like NASCAR's races are like the Brickyard for whatever what the number is, right? Indianapolis 500 is an Indy race. So the play on that makes the Houston 500 far more entertaining.
You never want to hear your girlfriend and you say, oh, she's done something previously. You never want to hear her name and a number attached to her name after.
Correct.
Right? Okay.
100%.
And you definitely don't want it to be 3 digits. I don't want to know any of the digits, but please don't let it be 3. But I guess I'm just insecure.
3 digits, man.
It might as well be 4 digits. Then I can prove my security as a man, right? That I can accept my woman having 4 digits.
You know what? Yeah, I think you're right, because if you date someone who has 3 or 4 digits, that proves you're a mentally strong man. And if you can't, it's mental weakness. It's one or the other.
I'm weak. Whatever. Everybody's got their weaknesses. That one happens to be mine. Okay.
So
I don't
fuck
want the
you to
Lars.
Frank.
Yeah.
All right.
Now I'm thinking about my girlfriend getting gangbanged somehow. But this post sucks. Here's why. It doesn't tell me anything. It's an ad. Well, first of all, it's an ad. It's not a post.
It's 2 ads even. You nailed it with the McGregor fast or whatever it's called. Like, it's literally 2 ads in one post.
No,
and then it's Manny Pacquiao promotion for the fight.
It's basically, I'm retired from MMA. Here's a commercial on Tiddly Sport, a PED based spray all over, breast spray, whatever, lube. Then the second one is McGregor slow. Then the third one is, oh, I'm going to tease you to fighting Pacquiao, but he's going to have to win a fight now. So is Conor going to be given a gimme? No. Dana does what he did to Paige. He gives the Hebus and says, no, you're not going to use this for negotiation leverage.
So who do you have Conor fight then? Who's Conor's Hebus?
Ngannou. Remember when I just want everyone to fight Ngannou or Yoel?
I feel like him and Chandler would be a fun fight.
Yeah.
Because even though Conor literally lost his fight, he's never officially coming off of a loss. He can fight anyone, anywhere, because he's Conor.
Is that part of Conor's law?
Yes, 100%, man.
I like this.
The guy was the 145 champion. He fought Nate Diaz at 170, lost, fought him again at 171, and that earned him a lightweight title shot.
Remember how this is why the show sucks and I suck, more specifically, is that I try not to get too excited. When Conor was double champ, it's like, oh, it's the greatest, it's the greatest ever. Oh, just let things play out. Now he's not even in the conversation.
Right.
There's no one who would put him in the conversation. We found out the double champ is one of the easiest things that's ever happened. Adesanya is about to do it in a couple of weeks. It always happens. It's always successful. It never fails, I think.
No, it literally never fails unless you're going down in weight.
Oh, yeah, because Dillashaw.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Wait to the triple champ, then everybody. Then it's going to be just keep going up. Someone's going to go from flyweight all the way up to heavyweight, and I'm going to pick that flyweight every single time.
So Conor has more double champs than he has title defenses. Like, becoming double champ is easier than defending your belt.
Hey, performance bonus to Conor, because he took what people said, defending the belt is hard, and he said, why would I want to do that? It's too hard. Let me go this route where it's easier, but people are scared. It's like exploring a new territory, doing something somebody hasn't really done. I mean, even though people have tried it, but whatever.
And, people elevate him more so because of the double champ, and it almost makes them forget about him not defending the belt to some degree.
You know what it makes me think of is that I'm a dad, and it's so easy. Like, for moms, you're expected to be a great mom. But for a dad, it's really easy to me. All I have to do is not be deadbeat. All I have to do is literally show up to where I'm supposed to be, have the kids and take them, nothing extra, and I get all this extra credit. When I definitely shouldn't, but I really enjoy it.
Yeah, because the bar is so low.
Yes. So thank you, deadbeat dads. Previously I had a deadbeat dad appreciation segment. So thank
Yeah,
you.
we mix them in every quarter or so, and I think it's necessary.
Especially if people haven't been listening. Hopefully I haven't turned it off from this episode yet. We like Conor and we're hurt. I'm a hurt ex-girlfriend and I'm just lashing out.
100%, man. I feel scorned. He's gonna fight 3 times this year, three times last year, and yeah, that ain't gonna happen anymore, man. You know what? This is like the fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. You know what? I take responsibility for having any kind of excitement about this guy fighting more than once or twice in a year. That's my
hell
bad.
have no wrath like an MMA fan scorned.
So where are you on the Conor fan scale? Meh? Hater, fanboy, dick rider.
I'm still a fanboy, I think. Because we'll see what happens. He was. I mean, because I still want to see him right now. Because it looks like D may be in her 3rd trimester. So I'm gonna get my ass kicked one day. I swear. I'm sorry. What about the Stephen A. Smith fan scale? He seems to be.
What are you more accurate at estimating? The amount of weeks a woman is pregnant, or the amount of cc's a woman has in her breast augmentation? Because you have an eye for both.
Yeah, but I'm getting old, a little bit older. I think my vision, it's not as, don't have that eagle guy, that peregrine falcon eye. I don't know. I probably look at, I don't even want to say this. I'm embarrassed. Just go. Just talk about Stephen. I'm embarrassing.
Like, I don't want to say you're past your prime with cc's, but you deep dive cc's many years ago when you were an expert.
They're probably something else now. You know how like the metric system, eventually I'm still counting in inches and what the hell else do we got? Ounces? I'm counting in ounces, man.
That'd be easier to understand. Like what's 300 cc? If you say it's 4.2 ounces, I know what that is immediately.
We're just old fashioned.
Kind of the way that like fighters need to evolve their nickname when young phenom, if you're 44, like, and you've lost 6 out of 9, like we got to adjust your nickname a little bit.
I'm past my prime, Paul. Right? They're like, hey, he sounds easy, but hey, I'll still, I got that dad strength or whatever. I'm still going to try to put up a fight.
Well, that nickname is genius because that lowers the bar.
So you puts more pressure on my opponent. Yeah.
Oh, like it's past my time, Prawl. Like I gotta win this. It's past my time, Prawl.
Oh, past my prime.
I wouldn't past my prime. I can't even say it. Like, listen, I had one too many adult beverages last night. So.
Oh, so what do you think about Stephen A. Smith?
What happened with him?
He says, I only want to see women in the bedroom, not in the octagon.
Okay, yes, I did hear this.
No, he didn't say that, but I was paraphrasing.
I literally believe that right there.
It seemed like he was going good. See, I need to listen to it. I need to hear the context. I need to make sure nothing is taken out of context. But it sounds like he was going, or I read that it was going well at first, and then it just kind of took a left turn at the end. Just like me, sometimes I'm just like 1 or 2 sentences too much. And I'm like, shit.
I'm trying to find his exact quote. I don't want to see women fighting the octagon. I want to see them pillow fighting. Okay. Listen.
Wait, what? No, he didn't say that.
But listen, if someone prefers seeing women pillow fighting to fighting the octagon, I can't fault them for that. I think that's what he's implying here. Because saying this doesn't mean they shouldn't. That's not what he's saying. What he's saying is he prefers seeing women elsewhere. But that's not what he actually, that's what he's implying.
Okay.
That's how I take it, at least.
I don't even know why I asked the question, because I don't have much feeling about this topic right now. I don't know why. I hate to say I don't really care. I like the women fights, but I like the way they look too. So there's nothing wrong with that. But you ever watch lingerie football? That shit is ridiculous.
I've watched highlights.
It is so ridiculous. It's like, oh, you're like, this can't be serious. And then you watch a running back with thick Tyron Woodley like glutes and legs run over some broad. And you're like, she doesn't think she's in lingerie. She thinks she's in a uniform and she's there to compete. She's not like, oh, I look sexy. She's like, I'm going to barrel this bitch over. And you're like, whoa. I don't know. Just I've only watched clips. I haven't like watched the game. What's better?
Are you in a lingerie football fantasy league?
I wish I could have came up with a funny ass name.
Remember
but
like,
Deb, Double D Deb. I'm like, oh, I got Double D Deb. I drafted her first. Hell yeah.
I was gonna say because like remember the nicknames in XFL, like He Hate Me was very famous.
Yeah.
Like they should do sexual ones, but that are funny for lingerie football, like Twinkle Tits. Because like people will say like a football player's like Twinkle Toes if they're good on their feet.
Frank Trigg is Twinkle Toes.
Okay, perfect. So Twinkle Tits is like a play on a common nickname for someone in other sports, but it's sexual as well and it's funny. I don't know that. I mean, because like I live under the nothing offends me. Like I just whatever, man. Like I don't care that when he said this. Like he can't share his opinion. Like was he being interviewed? I don't know what's even going on. But for people watch his TV show because of his opinion, and then if he shares one that you don't agree with, we can't rip him apart for it. Like you get what you ask for.
The thing about Stephen A is he has two other things. Was when he was on the broadcast, everyone was calling him casual. He made that Cowboy Cerrone reference, and then also that boxing video. So he keeps in the MMA's thoughts and prayers in a particular light. It's kind of funny to me.
He makes $11 million a year. So really, like, he's a legend. As Brother Mark would say, fucking legend. Or what a god. Either or. They both apply here to Stephen A. Smith.
I wonder if Brother Mark likes Stephen A. Smith. Then we'll find out.
We know who he is. I'm going to ask him.
No, that's how we find out if he listened to the show or not, is if he responds to this direct question. All right. So Stephen A., all right, he's a sexist. Conor, he is, I don't know what he is. Paige Van Zant, she's fighting in the lingerie bare knuckle boxing. I'm pretty sure it's this weekend.
Is it?
I think so. What about this weekend for MMA? Overeem versus Volkov.
This card looks pretty deep, man.
This is a fight night. Overeem versus Volkov is the headliner. Edgar versus Sandhagen is the co-main. Then opening it is Fahea versus Dariush. Ooh. And then JFL? Is that a JFL title eliminator? Michael Johnson versus Clay Guida?
Clay Guida still getting after it, man. 39 years old.
He's that guy. He's like the maintenance guy at the building who's always been there, but he's such a valuable employee.
I was always a fan of Jason Guida.
Why? Because he was smack Clay between the fights, or because of his tough appearance?
Because he's the older, less talented brother.
Okay.
And I don't know, I just kind of felt for him. Like, there's other guys like that too, I feel like. Or the Shevchenko sisters. Is Antonina a little bit older?
I think so.
It's got to be rough to have your brother surpass you. Maybe not. Maybe he's really happy for him. Maybe he puts a little extra oomph in the smack before a fight.
So he's not doing that for Clay. He's doing that to get his own shit out of his system. That's genius. Performance bonus, Jason Guida. He does smack him pretty hard.
It's like how Bruce Buffer takes full credit for Michael Buffer's success. And literally, like, Michael was just this helpless, fool who didn't know what to do with his career. And then Bruce, met him and swooped in and took Michael to fame and fortune.
And Michael just had this beautiful voice.
That guy should be doing audiobooks.
He might.
Thing is, like, he makes so much money for doing a fight. Why would he even do an audiobook?
Him and Werner Herzog.
I believe, like, his Let's Get Ready to Rumble made, like, I think it was called Jock Jams back in the day or something along those lines. And Buffer has made millions of dollars from pro stadiums playing that clip. He gets a royalty when they play it.
We used to play that shit before we start playing basketball on a rim in the street.
That's true. And by the way, Paul was the ultimate teammate if you like to shoot and you're a little bit lazy on defense, because Paul will play defense like no other and pass you the ball. Like, he'll drive to the hole, create a double team, and dish it out. So for me, perfect teammate, man, because I just wanted to sit outside and shoot threes all day. So thank you for that.
You're welcome. I always liked Dennis Rodman. I always had Rodman jerseys. I always brought a shotgun.
Similar nicknames too. Like, he was the worm, you were the bean.
Sometimes I'd be guarding you and I'd be in a wedding dress. It was crazy, man. You didn't know what to expect. Does that mean I dated Carmen Electra? Whew, thank you.
I'm thinking back. I'm like, who would have been your Carmen Electra in that era? I think I got it, actually.
You're going to name an actual human being?
I'm not going to say her name on the show, no.
Okay. Thank God.
But this woman may have worked at a strip club.
And had pink hair at one time.
I feel like she's like, can't remember every girl who did it into her life, so I don't have like that strong of a recollection, but.
Well, have you watched the video I have, the Paul 500? Yeah, I'll send it to you, man. You can get it off a Pirate Bay.
Mine would be 500 ounces of beer. That'd be the James 500.
Oh, and it's a flight evenly distributed between 500 or 500 ounces evenly distributed.
I'm in.
All right. Overeem versus Volkov. What do you think?
I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to this fight, though.
Overeem fighting so long, such high quality opponents. I wouldn't be mad if you put him in the greatest ever argument. I swear. I'm just amazed. I'm slightly joking there, but I'm just amazed that he comes up over and over again, and we're getting close to a title eliminator here.
Yeah. Because even his most recent loss, I think many would agree that he was winning the fight throughout until the end.
If it weren't for Jairzinho's last second KO, Overeem would be on a 5-fight win streak. He's coming off.
Even Volkov, like, losing to Curtis Blades it's not like a huge knock on you. And the Derek Lewis loss was very much like Overeem's loss, where he was up the entire fight and then got finished late.
Yep. And this new Volkov, so I'm falling for the Neil Magny thing that I fell for, and that he's thicker. And no, muscles don't decide it for me. I know technique. I've done jiu-jitsu, okay? It's those guys who sometimes they need that. And Volkov is bigger and thicker. And then that tattoo, the Hidden Temple tattoo from Nickelodeon on his back. Pretty sure listener John had mentioned it.
Okay.
Overeem just kind of, man, a 5-rounder. Overeem can mix it up between the takedowns and whatnot. Oh man, who are you picking?
I think I'm leaning Overeem. Even though Volkov is a guy who's hard to look good against, because so his last 2 losses, Blades was mostly a takedown fest, and then Lewis, where he was up and then got caught late, and I feel like he was just whooping Lewis's ass, like clearly winning the fight until that point. Maybe my memory's a little bit off. So, this is actually a pretty damn good headliner, man, because these guys are both, I don't know what the rankings are, but they both feel like top 5 guys in the heavyweight division. And the winner is probably 1 win from a title shot.
This fight night is very good. This is a perfect kind of fight night headliner and co.
I'm torn on who to root for, because on one hand, Volkov versus Ngannou or Stipe is interesting to me. Like I would enjoy that fight, and he poses different, challenges, right? Whereas Overeem, I can't remember. Did he fight Stipe? He did. He lost to Stipe and Ngannou, so he might not get a title shot if he wins. So but then Overeem, he's 40, and it's kind of like, a guy going on like his retirement tour and making one last run. I enjoy that aspect when guys do that. So I don't know, man. I just want to see a good fight. I think I'm leaning Overeem, but I'm not strong. Volkov versus Ngannou Stipe winner. I think those are both intriguing matchups. But then we have Jones in there too. So, but even if, let's say Jones comes in and dominates either one of those guys at heavyweight, Jones Volkov is interesting.
And Volkov's, he did have that 4th round KO versus Verdum. Then he's coming off he's got Hardy, Walt Harris. I almost see Overeem getting a little tired. Maybe Volkov coming forward with some volume. I think I might go Volkov. I'm already slightly starting to regret it.
I regret my pick already too.
I like Overeem a lot. I think I want to see Overeem win, but I'm going to pick Volkov. I think that length, I like his kick. I like how he uses that length, especially with his kicks. I think Volkov can stay alive and start winning some later rounds.
So that's my question too, is can Volkov keep it on the outside and mitigate Overeem coming in just due to the size difference? I'm actually double checking reach right now. Overeem's reach is pretty intense, actually.
Yeah, and
Overeem's, they have the same reach.
Perfect, because he complements the takedown and throwing strikes upstairs. I like how he steps. But he does still use that cover up against the fence a little too much.
Volkov's a guy too who I think his power doesn't, like, it's not obvious when he's throwing strikes.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he's a big, powerful dude.
And he's gotten bigger.
And you get that torque going and that rotational component, and you punch through your opponent. Like, he can land some devastating shots, and Overeem has gotten knocked out a few times over, the latter part of his career. So
yeah,
I might switch to Volkov too, man. But I'm really, Volkov's still a baby, man, at heavyweight. He's got 10 years left. He's only 32.
32. He's just filling into his man body. What about Sandhagen, Edgar?
See what I did there? I kind of picked both guys. So whoever wins, but yeah, I thought that might happen when I would come in next week. I didn't do it on purpose. I just did it instinctively.
What about Edgar Sandhagen? Edgar is 1-0 at bantamweight, coming off the Pedro Munoz split decision.
And that Munoz fight is recent, right? Yeah. Well, I guess it's been 6 months. Okay. It seems more recent than that. Sandhagen lost his last fight too, right? Was
No,
Sterling?
he's coming off the TKO over Marias
Oh, that's right. Yes, I forgot about that.
after losing to
Yeah,
Aljamain.
kicked him, right?
When is Edgar going to fall off? 39 years old, and the guy is fighting the highest levels.
We can literally copy and paste what we said about Overeem and plug it in right now for Edgar.
Except Overeem's just a little bit longer, I think.
So rewind it 7 minutes, and you'll have our Edgar take.
And I'm also picking Sandhagen. So that length is going to be a lot. I think Edgar, he utilizes speed a lot in and out. I think he's slowed down a little bit. And Sandhagen can fight. I think he'll fight him off on the ground. Aljamain it was just its unbelievable performance when he came in. God, it was so impressive. I'm so glad he got the title shot.
Does Sandhagen have the same kind of pop in his strikes as Munoz?
No, and Munoz really sits down on it. I think Sandhagen's more, uses his length in and out.
That might play into Edgar's style. Because that's kind of Edgar's not going to get in there and stand on the line and like trade stress. I mean, he'll get in exchanges, obviously, but he's not going to, grit his mouth guard and just sit down on it and like punch it out. Whereas Munoz seems to like that more. So I wonder if Sandhagen's style plays a little more into Edgar's style.
It could. Edgar does like to stand more. And I think that's where Sandhagen is going to have the advantage. But if he can get inside and, mix it up, he's got tricks. He's been doing this, fighting with this style for so long. I just don't know if he has the physical capabilities as much anymore. And Sandhagen's one of those guys who's, trending back up.
Yeah, because I think the Marias early knockout kind of came as a shock to a lot of people.
Came to me. Edgar is one of those guys I like a lot, and I want to see him win. But for my MMA fandom, I think I want Sandhagen to win here.
Yeah,
eventually need to pass the torch.
I just went on one about how I love Overeem and his retirement tour going on one last run. And then here I am with Edgar. I'm like, he's already had so many runs though. Like, does he really need one last run?
Yeah, I'm kind of talking out of both sides of my mouth too here. So whatever, we recap. We're talking through our thought process here, okay?
Yeah, I think I got Sandhagen in this one. I think well-rounded. He's going to have speed advantage, I believe, on Edgar. Even though Edgar is quick, but he's moving slower. I thought Munoz had more pop and looked quicker than Edgar in their fight.
Like Edgar, it was an impressive performance because Munoz is so tough. Yeah, it doesn't seem like he has the pop. And Sandhagen's going to be he's got the legs too. I like how he throws those kicks up high. I think it's Sandhagen. Dariush Fahea, that's a sleeper. That's a nice fight.
Dariush is on my revenge tour.
That's a good fight. I'm not even picking anybody. I just want to see the fight.
Man, these guys are both on a tear lately, actually. Because I think I haven't seen Fajeda fight too much. Oh, yeah, Pettis, that's right. That fight it's not in my brain for some reason.
Like, Dariush, it's like weird. I mean, he did miss weight his last fight. Before that, 3 performance of the night. He gets rocked. He finishes you. He's tough. How he gave a shout out to Robert Whitaker. I loved him for that. I like him a lot.
This is the perfect fight for each guy. They're both on a little bit of a tear. Neither guy has any, top 10 wins. So it's like one of these guys is going to elevate a little bit and get that next level opponent. So, I mean, Fajeda hasn't lost in 5 years. And he's only fought 6 times since then.
Yeah, he's on a 6-fight win streak. And look, I forgot about that. He already lost to Dariush.
I forgot about that too.
His only losses are Dariush and Poirier. This is just going to be one of those tough fights. They're doing a little bit of everything. I almost think Dariush might have a little bit of advantage standing up. And I'm into Fahea. I've been talking about him for a while. He's a guy you don't want to fight. I don't know. I can't even pick.
I'll just pick both again. I'll go with each guy. I can see each guy winning.
Whatever. At least separate your sentences so then I can take that and put it in the next episode's intro. Okay.
Sometimes there's fights I just want to watch and I don't even care. I don't want to pick. I just want to, because then like I don't really want a rooting interest here. So it's like if I pick it, I'll start rooting because I want to be right. And some fights I just want to kind of sit back and enjoy it. Like I'm hoping the winner here can kind of make an ascent in the division and start getting some top 10 guys. I mean, Fajeda is 36. Like that's pretty old for lightweight. Like I've been banging that drum for a while now.
Mm-hmm.
Dariush was like, he was coming up, I felt like. And then I'm not sure what happened to him, but he seems to be coming up again. He's kind of found his, the style that works for him. So, because he even when he was coming up, he was getting rocked a lot, but he would win. So I don't know, man.
He's like Fedor. I think I made that mistake in the last event with Conor and Poirier, is that I was picking Conor and I found myself cheering for him, even though like Poirier, I love Poirier.
Yeah.
We've always been talking about Poirier. He's such a great fighter. And he was like one of the most exciting fighters. And yeah, I didn't like that.
I felt bummed when Conor lost. And then when I thought about it, I'm like, no, I'm bummed because I was wrong. That's what bummed me out, is being wrong.
And that's why I quit betting so much too, because it started affecting me. So that's what we're the show that no longer makes predictions. We no longer bet. But we can take the title of shittiest MMA show. At least we're the champ, right?
This is correct. Yeah, we it's like you want to be a big fish in a small pond, or a small fish in a big pond.
No, or the only goldfish in the fishbowl.
And just get all the attention. So we've created our own fishbowl here. We're done picking fights. We're not polarizing. We have thought experiments throughout the show.
But it's not even a bowl. But it's a nice bowl. We got some nice coral in there. We got the good air bubbles.
I'm off my fish tank game, so I can't add any other additional items that we have. Reef, maybe we have some reef. I don't know, but yeah.
Yeah, the Great Barrier Reef. Shout out to Australian listeners. No, but that's how you decide who really likes the sport and who doesn't. When you actually love the sport, want to see things happen, you want to watch the fight for the purity of it, or do you just want to do it for other superficial reasons? Then we find out who really does love the sport and who doesn't.
This is like in a way that ended up being a self appreciation segment. We appreciate us.
So when my girlfriend says I'm not being appreciative enough, I'm like, oh, hold on a second. We just had an appreciation segment on the show.
Listen to this part. Yeah. What do you mean? No, I'm appreciative. Turn it on about 40 minutes in, or wherever we are.
This is what I have to do so I can continue waking up each day and have enough courage to go on with my day with the choices I've made. But for all those, check out that Paul 500. It's a killer, man.
It's newsweetscience.com/Paul500.
We're not going to go after you like Dana White. We're allowing you to legally stream it.
We encourage you. Yeah.
Okay, man. That's
Check
a lot.
out the product placement on Paul's glutes, by the way. Remember
Oh,
Bernard Hopkins introduced goldenpalace.com and boxing on the back? Wait do you see what Paul introduces on that right glute?
tittle spray, tittle sport, title sport. How do you say that?
See, I got twinkle tits and titillating tornado on the brain now. Like whenever T's get thrown around, that's where my mind goes. So titillating tits, twinkle tits, camel toe, twinkle toe.
All I got is past my prime, Paul.
Let's get the fuck out of here.